How's it? Well, it's Scott here. I'm with Kevin, and we're here in Japan. I wanted to bring you another Dare to Dream video. It's really, really incredible. I met Kevin 2.5 years ago, and what this man has achieved in the last 2.5 years is really inspirational, and we just wanted to share, or I wanted to share some of those stories. So talk us through it, Kevin. 2.5 years ago, you applied and made that little video, which was a 5-minute video, but it took you 8 hours to put together. Yeah. You've always been a top performer and one of those people that wants to do your best at everything. And it really started with that video. And I mean, from there, you've just gone from, to further heights continually. Talk us through that a little bit. Where'd you come from? What's your background?
Well, I mean, essentially, started to have a pharmacy degree, but really didn't enjoy that and wanted to change, and came across a video of yours. I've always loved real estate, and so it was like, hey, let's try and apply for this, even though I don't suit the description. I'm sure it'll be okay.
It was for a PA.
And it was like, hey, let's make a huge change. Let's get into a startup company or start, young company. And so it's been amazing. I mean, the people I've got to meet, the type of work I've got to do. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have done that in corporate. So, yeah.
I mean, when you consider it, when you look at it, and sorry, we're freezing our ass off here in Japan, but when you look at it and you consider what you've done in the last 2.5 years, most people are in their job and they kind of think that's their lot in life. So you not only, like you said, you not only got out of pharmacy and really into kind of call it a fintech real estate company, which, was very much out of your comfort zone. You've really specialized in funding and crowdfunding and understanding globally now with ICOs what's happening around the world. But more importantly, you not only did that, but you also started your own business.
Yeah.
You and Ricky took the leap of faith a year ago. How's that been? That's probably one of the biggest things most people want to try and do, but are too scared to do it.
Yeah, well, that's been pretty amazing. It's still early days there. And we've been quite lucky in the relationships we have, or maybe not lucky. Maybe we've made that luck through hard work.
As Gary Player says, the harder he practices, the luckier he gets.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going really well. And I think also keeping super busy with doing loads of things and meeting lots of people. I think one thing I've learned, from you is that. You need to nurture relationships with people, because that's essentially what business is all about. It's about people. It's not really about anything else. And so I've been able to do that both through Wealth Migrate and through what I've learned here, and the African Crowdfunding Association, for example.
Well, you got invited to go and speak as an expert in Greece.
Well, absolutely. Awesome, and I would never have gone to Greece if the global rollout hadn't have happened, really. And so that really gave me the opportunity to go there, to meet people, from all over the world.
And you've been offered to do your PhD as well.
Yeah, I
want to talk a little bit about this traveling. So 2.5 years ago I met you, and I think the only country you traveled to was Zimbabwe, out of South Africa.
Yeah, Zimbabwe.
And I remember sitting there going, wow, a young 30-year-old, got an MBA behind him and everything. And I remember you saying to me there were two things you really want to do. One was understand the whole how to start businesses and fund businesses, and the second thing was you wanted to travel. And talk us through 2017 and some of your travel experiences.
Well, jeepers. So 2017 has been, well, at least the latter half has been completely insane. On terms of the global rollout as well as the token sale events, I've essentially, since September the 9th, which is by the time my travels, when I land back in Cape Town, will be 14 weeks, I would have visited 7 countries, well, been in 9, 2 just with a layover. That's on 4 different continents, taken 25 flights.
Including London, New York.
Yeah, so London,
Sydney.
New York, Sydney,
Tokyo.
Those are cities that people just dream to go to. So it's been amazing. Just seeing the different people. I definitely think Tokyo has been the biggest difference in terms of the people, and just the way the country is. In Australia, in the US, in the UK, it's very similar to what we experience at home, I think. but Tokyo's been a major crazy experience. But yeah, so been to all those countries, been able to meet people, been able to do things that that I wouldn't have been able to do, that I thought I couldn't do potentially.
Well, I mean, that's really what I wanted to ask you as the final question, is that, the whole concept here is dare to dream. And, I think most people put their dreams in their cupboard, and they always say, oh, I want to, or I wish, or I could, or if I had time, or if I had money, or whatever. What would be your one piece of advice to people in terms of just living your dream, like going out there and making it happen?
Yeah, well, it's number one is actually plan it, or have a dream and put it down on paper and write it out and say, this is something I believe I can do, and then just go and freaking do it. Like, don't use excuses. I can't do it because of X, I can't do it because of Y. Say, how can I do it? And that's a saying you say all the time. Just work backwards. See what your outcome needs to be, and just work backwards. Not many people think that way, and so really that's what it is. Like, just make it happen.
Well, it's a real honor, and watching the growth that you've achieved in the last 2.5 years is phenomenal. I can't think of where you'll be 20 years from now. But really, I just wanted to send a shout out to everyone watching this. Hopefully, Kevin is an inspiration to all of you. Most people, like I said, 2.5 years ago, he could still be sitting in East London working at his pharmaceutical company, managing a couple of hundred people on a big industrial kind of warehouse floor. Or he could dare to dream and travel the world and really be doing something that's really fulfilling for him and something he's really enjoying. And I have absolutely no doubt setting himself up for success in life. So well done,
thanks,
dude.
Scott. Cool.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.